on your computers, go to your social studies and go to classwork. Find the sausage nose, click on it and open it. Are you there? Oh, I'm sorry, you guys got it already. Alright, we're just gonna start reading. We already read this before, but we're gonna go ahead and read it again. And this time we're just gonna analyze it. So we're gonna start with Bryson. We're gonna start with you and move this way. You're gonna read the first paragraph. And if you don't see it, it's up there. And if you follow me, I'll give you words to highlight in your orbit. Go, Bryson.
In a tiny cottage deep in the woods lived a peasant farmer and his wife. An extremely harsh winter had followed a poor harvest. Although the farmer often found work as labor to earn a few pennies for food, the couple had gone hungry many times.
No. Go ahead.
His days the farmer's wife was very distraught. My hard-working husband will be home soon, and all we have for dinner is one potato. What shall we do?
Okay, stop right there. Can you tell us in your own words, what do you think it's saying?
That they don't have nothing to eat but a potato.
Okay. What does the word a peasant mean?
A person that doesn't have as much money.
Okay. What about the word distraught? Alright, we're gonna look those up later. I need you to highlight peasant for words that we need to learn, research. Is there anyone that could tell me if you are able to know what the word distraught means within the context? Yes, Jabari.
When it says to this day the farmer's wife was very distraught and my farmer all we have for dinner is one potato, you can see what distraught means.
Okay.
Because they don't have much to eat and we've been working hard.
And in your own words, what do you think it's telling you that distraught means?
I'm sad because they only have one potato.
Anyone else? Okay. Next paragraph.
Suddenly her despair was interrupted by a gentle rapping at the door. When she opened it, she saw a pale, thin old woman at her doorstep, hunched over and shivering against the cold wind. Her dark clothing was worn and dusty. A threadbare shawl covered her bony shoulders, and the holes in her gloves exposed her wrinkled and gnarly fingers.
Okay. I want you to highlight the word right here, this one, ribbing. And then I want you to highlight the word threadbare. And then I want you to highlight the word shawl. And is there any context clues that gives us an idea of what these words mean? Do you want to think about it? Do you want to take a guess? It says, her despair was interrupted by a gentle rapping at the door. What do you think that was? Yes. Amen.
I think it was the old woman knocking at her door.
The old woman knocking on her door. Okay. What about you, Bryce?
It was like quick, but noticeable and knock at the door.
Okay. What do you think the word threadbare means? Yes.
I think it means skinny because it says her shoulders are bony and she has wrinkled fingers.
Okay. And do you know what a shawl is?
Yes, but
Say it again.
I said yes, but no,
Yes.
it's like a blanket, but it only covers your shoulders.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the third one.
And in inaudible voice, the old woman pleaded, "My dear, I have been traveling through these woods for many days, and I'm very cold and hungry. Can you spare a few crumbs of food and let me sit by your fire?" As she spoke, her eyes filled with tears.
And in this one, can you tell us what is it that you are able to tell what is happening in your own words?
That she is asking the farmer's wife if she can sit around her fire,
If she could sit around her fire, why would she want to sit around her fire?
because she said that she is very cold.
Raise your hand if you know what the word that I'm highlighting means. The word people. Yes, Jabari. Say it again.
He said that.
Beg. Okay. Anyone else has another word for that? All right. Jabari, would you do number 4, please?
The farmer's wife was startled by the dreadful looking woman. She quickly reached for the old woman's arm and into the house. She gently led the shivering bundle of bones. The woman hobbled to a bench near the blazing fire and closed her eyes as the heat of the flames on the wood took.
Okay. Let's underline the word startled. And let's underline the word hobbled. And do you know what the word startle means? Yes, I can.
Startled means surprised.
Okay. Anyone else? Yes?
Shocked.
Okay. What about the word hobbled? The woman hobbled to, yes, sir? Walk slowly. Yes, Aiden? Yes? Like sat down? Okay. And in this paragraph, are you able to see anything in figurative language? And if you do, where? Yes. Bundled of bones. And what figurative language is that? I'm gonna go ahead and highlight it and turn it into pink. Oh, wait, it did not turn it pink. Yes. Oh, it, okay, hold on. Oh boy, I don't know how to do this. We got disconnected. When you see up there, can you reconnect me, please? Yes. seems like I cannot get this out. Oh, there it is. Okay, so we're highlighting where you said bundle of bones, and I'm gonna go ahead and just, oh, okay. I don't wanna do it. Bundle of bones. Here we go again. There we go. And what kind of figurative language is that one? We have simile, metaphor, personification, idiom. Oh, we have, okay, go ahead.
Metaphor.
A metaphor. Anyone else? Do we agree with him? Thumbs up, thumbs down? What about the rest of you guys? Okay, that is a metaphor. And let's go back to the number 2. You already read it. What kind of figurative language do you see there, and are you able to point it out? Where? Do you see it? Do you see it? Where is the figurative language then? Alright, I'll help you there. Your figurative language is right here, and I'm gonna turn it blue. Oh, apparently I don't know how to use this. Hold on. Blue. There we go. So if that's blue, a threadbare shawl covered her bony shoulders, and the holes in her gloves exposed her wrinkled and gnarly fingers. What kind of figurative language is that? Yes, Jabari. Say it again? No, I don't want to call names. All right, we have simile, metaphor, personification, idiom, hyperbole, imagery, and symbolism. Yes, sir.
Imagery.
Jabari, you say imagery. Anyone says something different? Who agrees with Jabari? That is imagery. Why?
Because it's describing what
That is describing the old lady. Thank you, Jabari. All right, who's next on number 5?
We have only this potato, but you are welcome to it, she said, with a sigh as she placed the potato on the fire to bake. How will I tell my husband about this? She thought to herself. He will be so hungry after his long work day. Perhaps when he sees this poor soul, he will understand why I gave his food away.
Okay. Can you tell it to me in your own words, Corey? you did here, right? Okay. Erica, tell it to me in your own words. In your own words, the paragraph you just read. Are you able to put it in your own words? And why would she give her last potato? Anyone? Yes, Bryson.
Because the wife felt bad for the old lady and she was walking in the cold.
Okay. Anyone else? Do you agree with him? Okay. Why would she say, how will I tell my husband about this? Do you think that she is worried about what her husband's gonna say? Why?
Because she doesn't want her husband to get angry.
But why?
And gave away the last potato.
Yes.
Because that was dinner.
Because that was his dinner or their dinner? Their dinner? Yes.
He's worried because that's the only other food he has, and she might think he wouldn't really like it if his only, well, their only food was gone.
Okay. Number 6.
At last, the potato was baked, and the old woman devoured every morsel. Her juicy gray eyes shone with gratitude as she lifted herself from the wooden bench. Her voice quivered. My dear, you have shown me great kindness, and I am very thankful for your charity. I believe you saved my life. In return for your generosity, I will grant your family 3 wishes.
All right. In your own words. Tell it to me in your own words.
The old woman granted their family 3 wishes.